All right, scholars. So welcome to another time of Maths Made Easy with the Simplicity Tutor. So I'm going to be running a series edition, and this series edition is based from one of my concepts that I call words and opposites in mathematics. Now, I believe you heard of words and opposites in English language, but how about I convince you that this concept is also applicable in mathematics, and this will really help you overcome some of the struggle and confusion you have when encountered with some concepts in mathematics. Now, our episode 1 is called Add Sub. So our first word and opposite we're going to be considering is addition and subtraction. Now you need to understand that the opposite of addition is subtraction, and the opposite of subtraction is addition. Now let's put this into perspective by solving a question. So we have 2x minus 6 equals to 16. Now before we solve this, I want you to understand some things. I want us to understand some things before we start solving this. Now the first thing I want us to understand is operators, that is addition or subtraction. For 2x, we have 2x as an algebraic term, we have 6 as a constant, we have 16 as also a constant. Now the question is, what are the signs in front of these terms or constant? This is something we need to understand. We need to overcome this before we can successfully solve this question. Now for 2x, what is the sign in front of it? Now, one of my concepts, or one of the way I explain is that any term or number or variable that stand on its own without having any negative sign in front of it automatically has an invisible positive sign. That means 2x possesses positive sign, but it is invisible, that you can't see it, but it possesses positive sign. This is something you need to establish in your mind if you want to successfully solve algebraic questions very well. Now, also, every sign in front of a number or a variable belongs to that number. That means minus is in front of 6. Therefore, minus belongs to 6. Minus doesn't belong to 2x. So if you are to move 6, minus has to follow. Do you understand? Now, 16. 16 possesses an invisible positive sign, just like I said about 2x. You might not see any sign there, but you need to understand that 16 possesses a positive sign which you can see. Now this will help us when solving. Now for us to solve this, remember we are working with addition and subtraction. So first we have to remove minus 6 from the left hand side and take it to what? The right hand side. Now for us to do this, this is our equation, right? We've not solved yet. We have to understand that for us to eliminate minus 6, we will introduce the opposite of minus 6, which is what? Plus 6. Why? Because the opposite of minus is plus. So therefore, we introduce plus 6 to both sides of the equation. So we have an equation that looks like this, which is 2x minus 6 plus 6 equals to 16 plus 6. Now, for us to solve at our left-hand side, we have to look at the like terms here, which is minus 6 plus 6. Minus 6 means I'm owing, plus 6 means I have. So if I give the person I'm owing the 6 that I have, I'm not owing and I don't have anything left. So what I will have at my left-hand side of the equation will just be 2x. Now I have 16 plus 6 to give us 22. Now this is how you use the words and opposites when working with addition and subtraction. Now mind you, this is not the answer to this equation, but I will stop here because all we are dealing with is addition and subtraction. In our next episode, we are going to solve this question further. Now let's look at another example. Alright, so here is another equation. So it looks a little bit complex, but we are going to be using the idea of words and opposites in mathematics to solve this. And we are just working with addition and subtraction. So at our left-hand side, we have 5m minus 4. At our right-hand side, we have 11 plus 2m. Now in algebra, it is ideal that our unknown, which is the one with alphabet, is moved to our left-hand side, while our constant, which is just the numbers, are moved to our right-hand side. Now for us to solve this, we have to first consider each of the sign that the term carries. Now remember, 5m has an invisible positive sign, while this minus close to 5m belongs to what? 4. So it's minus 4. Now 11 has an invisible positive sign. Why? Because there's no visible negative sign. Now 2m possesses what? The plus that is in front of it. So the first thing we're going to be doing, we're going to be solving the unknown, which is the variable. So we want to remove plus 2m from our right hand side. Now for us to do this, we have to introduce the opposite of plus 2m, which is what? minus 2m to both sides of the equation. So our new line of equation will look like 5m minus 4 minus 2m equals to 11 plus 2m minus 2m. Now to solve further, at our left hand side, we have to collect like terms. That means bring 5m and minus 2m closer to each other so we can solve easily. So here we have 5m minus 2m minus 4, then equals to 11 plus 2m minus 2m. So here 5m means I have, because there's a positive sign in front of 5m, and minus 2m means I'm owing. So if I give 5m to the person I'm owing 2m, what I have left is what? 3m. And then I have minus 4 equals to 11. So plus 2m means I have, minus 2m means I'm owing. So if I give 2m to the person I'm owing 2m, that means I'm left with nothing. So this is my equation. Now this is not the final one. I'm going to be solving for minus 4 too, right? So I'm going to be solving for minus 4. But also we have to understand that minus 4 is what? Negative. So if we want to eliminate minus 4, we what? We introduce the opposite of negative 4, which is what? Positive 4. That is plus 4 to both sides of the equation. So we have an equation that looks like 3m minus 4 plus 4 equals to 11 plus 4. To solve, we are going to have what? 3m minus 4 plus 4. That is, I'm owing 4 and I have 4. So that cancels. And then I have 11 plus 4 to be equals to 15. So this is how you use the concept of what an opposite to solve algebraic question that involves addition and subtraction. So in our next episode, we are going to be solving each of the answers that we got in these two examples further using a new concept of what's an opposite that I'm going to be introducing you to. Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe or follow me depending on the platform that you are watching this tutorial from. And if this is helpful to you, please share this with your friends. I believe you have a friend somewhere or your schoolmate that is struggling with mathematics. Introduce them to this page and introduce them to this series. This will help them a lot in overcoming their fear of mathematics. I remain the Simplicity Tutor. Bye for now.